Welcome to the Chit Chat Show, ladies and gentlemen. Today we have the pleasure to sit down with a professional music artist. You can find her music on Spotify and YouTube. We'll put all of her links in the description. Please check it out. Thanks for coming, Lei.
Thank you for having me again.
It's a pleasure. How's life going for you these days?
I was thinking about this, today.
Yeah.
Life is going good, I would say.
Yeah.
I think things are going really well. I think today specifically, I just did a show last week. Yeah, today's Monday.
Yeah.
I usually have a little bit of like blues after a show. And I think, I've been dealing with a little bit of self-doubt, to be honest. I think the winter and like the cold and the darkness has just like creeped in a little bit. And yes, I think Christmas is always like a little bit of like a struggle time for me.
Yeah.
Like, it's okay. Like, I love being busy with work and everything and like staying in the studio to like be distracted by music. But I think my mental health is just very, very affected by winter.
It can be depressing in the winter times. And are you happy so far?
That's a really good question. I think I did my research too.
Okay.
I saw some interviews you did
Okay.
with other people. And I think I saw you did one with another artist. And I think it's the classic that artists or creative people are always like, nah, not yet. Until I've reached this, I won't be happy. Or until I've gotten this or whatever. And I used to be like that a lot.
Yeah.
Now I think I really try to, well, the short answer is yes. The short answer is yes.
Yeah, you can always explain.
Yeah.
Feel free to express yourself.
Yeah.
How's your mental health going this days?
It's good, I think that's why when you ask how I'm doing these days, if I'm happy, I think that's something that I really like. I've changed the way that I measure my happiness. Also, I think it's different nowadays. I don't think it's about happiness. I think it's about contentment. Because I think happiness is like a fleeting thing. And it's a very like, social media and hustle mentality and everything. Like, we're always pushed to stay busy all the time and like reach for goals. And I think sometimes just being content with like, even today, I've been struggling a little bit today with like my mental health.
Yeah.
I've felt kind of depressed today, very insecure, a little bit anxious too.
Yeah.
And I just try to remind myself like I'm healthy. I'm present.
Yeah.
It's okay to just be sometimes. It's okay. You don't have to do all the time. One of my friends said, like, we're human beings, not human doings. So I try to remember that.
Talking about your album, you did release an album. It's fairly new, though.
Yeah, it
Break
is.
Me Down, Break Me Open.
Yeah.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Congrats on that. 12 songs.
Thank you. I know.
Hard work, yeah?
Yeah. Hard work, a long time coming.
Could you maybe tell the viewers what they will expect on this album if they haven't listened to it yet?
Well, I guess I mostly live in like the R&B space.
Yeah.
Like R&B, pop, soul, fusion. It's weird for me to talk about this album because even though, like you said, it's fairly new, it feels very old to me because it's music that I wrote years ago, most of it. So I actually haven't even spent a lot of time promoting it because I feel kind of disconnected to that music, to be honest, because it's such a younger version of me when I wrote that music. Like a theme that I'm trying to break out of right now as an artist is like boxes. It's a classic thing that as artists, people really like to put us in boxes. Are you this type of artist? Do you do this type of music? Is this how we should perceive you? And I don't think it's necessarily my job to tell people how to perceive me, what box to put me in. But I think the things that I am more excited to talk about in terms of like my music and what people can expect is kind of like the emotional intention behind it and kind of what I went through, emotionally creating it. And I think that album was a lot about finding myself, losing myself. And that's the reason why it's called Break Me Down to Break Me Open, because I was in a very, I talked about this last time as well, like I was in an abusive relationship. The producer who produced it as well passed away right before we finished the album.
Sorry.
To finish the music was a very, very stressful experience. It was very traumatic. I can hardly remember any of it because it was just like, I think we just went into survival mode. Creating the music and the time that that chapter in my life was very dark for me. Finishing the music was equally as dark. I didn't know how to like wrap up this chapter of my life. I didn't know what to call it. I didn't know what to like. It was really, really hard for me to like see the silver lining. Like, what am I supposed to learn from this? What story am I trying to tell right now? And I think therapy and like time and healing, I realized that I had to be broken down. I had to go to these really, really dark places to find myself, essentially. So break me down, to break me open.
And what was your producer sick of?
It was a mental health situation. So it was a very like shocking death, unfortunately.
Okay.
Yeah. And out of respect.
But he wasn't old or anything?
No, we were more or less the same age. He was young.
Oh, okay.
He was young.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on. So when should we be expecting more songs from you or an album?
That's a good question. That's a good question.
We're looking forward to the next hit.
Yes, I know. Same. Well, I don't have any dates right now. All I'll say is we're at the end of 2024 and we're definitely going to be releasing music in 2025.
Okay.
Hopefully early 2025.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Early 2025, guys.
Crossing my fingers.
I'm excited. I'm excited too. What's your favorite song on the album?
I think Distance,
Distance?
Yeah. I love that song. And the funny
It's
part
one
is...
of my favorites too.
Really? I'm so happy. It's one of the oldest songs on the album. I wrote it almost like
Distance
6 years ago.
Distance and Worst Enemy are my two favorites.
Oh, I'm happy. Thank you.
All right, give us an acapella of Distance. It's one of your favorites. Get your voice.
No. You have to pay me.
Come on. Just one or two lines. Come on, just an acapella.
Baby, I'm shivering. That's it. That's all you get.
Guys.
That's all you get. You can come to my show.
Guys, you want to get paid. We ain't getting nothing.
Pay me. I'm trying to get paid in 2025.
All right. So how old are you, Lei?
I'm 32.
Where are you from?
I'm from Copenhagen, Denmark.
Where are your roots from?
I'm half Italian.
Half Italian?
Half Danish.
How often are you back in Italy?
My grandparents passed away a couple years ago, and my aunt passed away in Italy. And I think those three members of my family were my closest, or the family members that I was the closest to.
Sorry.
Thank you. My grandparents were kind of the family home that I could stay at if I came to Italy.
Yeah.
I still have family in Italy. We're just not as close. But before then, I used to go at least once a year.
Yeah.
At least once a year, if not twice a year. Either for summer, but I think we always used to go to the south where the ocean is. And it's warmer.
Warmer, exactly.
So I have like a weird relationship with going to Italy because like north is where family used to be and where family is. And then south is like where we went for
Holidays,
vacation. Yeah.
How long have you been in the music business?
That's a hard question to answer because I feel like forever because my dad's a musician.
Yeah.
So I grew up around music. I grew up like backstage when he was playing in rehearsal spaces. So I think feels like my whole life. Yeah.
And how did you get into it? Through your dad still?
Yeah.
It's not like your own choice, like you...
Oh, yeah, it was. It was. The way that I always answer this question is like, it didn't feel like it sounds negative. It didn't feel like a choice. It felt like it was just like, there's no other choice in a way, if that makes sense. You know, like this is just the way that I exist. This is just the way, like my parents have told me that I sang way before I started talking. I reacted to music like while I was in my mom's belly. Like it's just always been like my language, I guess.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And what made you decide to pursue it as a professional career?
That's a really good question because I think I've for a while struggled a little bit with like separating when it was like because there's the passion drive and then there's exactly what you said, like the choice of pursuing it professionally, right?
Yeah, making some money.
Yeah. It's maybe 20 around that time because that's when I started working in studios with producers and I got a lot of like record labels attention and different managers attention and And that's kind of how I got introduced to like what music industry is or music business.
How close are you with your family?
I'd say very close. Well, it depends on what family members you're talking about.
Your dad, mom, or your siblings? Which one is closest?
So in my family, it's my dad, my mom, me, and then my younger brother.
Okay.
I think there's 5 years between me and my brother, younger brother. So I've always been a little bit like mom's sister. So I think for a while we haven't been the closest. Yeah. However, he's a creative as well. Like he's a film photographer. So he's in the creative realm as well. My dad's a musician, and then my mom is a painting restorer. So we're all creatives in our family. I think it varies, you know. I think like we can all connect on the fact that we chose creative paths, all four of us. Very different creative paths. Yeah. I've grown kind of close to both of my parents lately in a different way. I think when I was a kid, my dad was like my hero and my best friend. Yeah. And then I had a couple of years where it was me and my mom were really really close when I became more of a woman, I guess.
Could you maybe share with us how life was when you were growing up?
Life was good, you know. But it's funny because, I mean, I mentioned this last time as well. I'm in therapy. I feel like I always say this to everyone, like, I'm in therapy. I'm one of those people now. And the reason why I say that is because I think in therapy, you have to kind of like break that, like you have to like take those rose-colored glasses off from like what you remember your childhood to be like. Because I think I had this very Disney image of my childhood, which it's not false. Yeah, I had a great childhood. I was really lucky. Like I think the way that I grew up was very untraditional from most people. Like for example, an example that comes to mind is both of my parents always encouraged us to be wildly creative. Like there were no boundaries in our house. Like we could be whatever we wanted. Like I remember my brother dressed up like a princess all the time and like wore makeup. And like, and it was, you know, like we could do anything. We could like paint and draw on the walls. My mom wouldn't get mad. She would be like, yes, go for it. Like, there was always music playing. My dad was playing the guitar. There was a piano in our house always. Like there was always music playing. We were always having deep talks about like arts, film. We love to eat and cook in our family as well. So like, yeah, it's just, I guess like a very free childhood, I guess.
What was the favorite dish you guys used to cook?
I think cooking together came later. That's like now that we're all vegan, by the way. So that's also, yeah, we're all vegan.
Wow.
Yeah.
I never heard that, the whole family going vegan.
I know. Well, my brother went back. He eats meat now. But for a long time, we all were vegan. We have this tradition where every Sunday my dad used to make pizzas, like homemade pizzas. Yeah. So I guess that was like a family tradition.
When you look at your life back then and now, do you feel like you have more control?
If we're talking about that traditional lens, I don't know. I think when I was younger, I definitely thought that was I think everyone does, right? Like around 30, I'll have kids, blah, 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 all these things. But I think I've never been more me than right now. As an adult, I think the purest and truest form of me that exists was the child version of me, that innocent girl that didn't know about boxes to be put in or like societal standards and all these things. I mean, obviously, you can't ignore that as a grown up. You have like awareness. Yeah. But I try every day to live more and more like her. I just want to be free, you know. So I think the control thing you asked me is something that the freedom I think comes in like understanding and accepting that we don't have control over anything. Yeah. And that's equally as scary as it is freeing. And I think I'm in the freeing stage. I used to be really scared before. Yeah.
What were you usually scared about?
I guess just not being in control. You know what I mean? Like, or realizing that I'm the responsible one in my grown-up adult life. You know what I mean? Like the grown up in my life is me. Yeah. No one's going to come and rescue me. No one's going to like save me. I think I was scared of losing control. I think I was scared of not having shit figured out, you know, thinking that I was supposed to have stuff figured out at all times, be strong all the time, be just like always great. And I think I'm just leaning more and more into like,
At what age do you think people need to have their life figured out?
No age, bro. I think that's an absolute lie.
Yeah.
I think it's a lie, you know. I think what it is, you know, when you talk about people who is like, you know, when you use their age as like, and she's that age and he's that age and he's acting this way. I think when you use that as like an argument, it's because people don't take responsibility or accountability, which is not okay. Like when you're not a kid, you have to take accountability. But outside of that, we're all a mess. We're all just trying to figure it out. No one has shit figured out, in my opinion.
All right, cool. What is it?
I mean,
yeah.
And if they aren't, call me, because if they are, I think they're lying.
That's a good question for the comment. So what is it like being a minority in Denmark?
I mean, you could probably answer it better than me. I think my experience as a minority has been, well, now my hair is colored, but I usually, like, my normal natural hair is black, obviously, and I have like darker features. Yeah. And I used to I grew up in like Nørrebro, which is, I guess, a more mixed area culturally. I know that most of my life I've been considered other, you know, because people have a hard time placing me. Like, where are you from? You don't look Danish, but you don't talk with an accent, but you know what I mean? Like, I can fit in a lot of spaces because of my look, I guess. Yeah. And then I'm also like, I speak multiple languages pretty well. I love languages. I love fitting into most places. Like, I don't like feeling like a tourist. You know what I mean? Sure. So I think, for me, I've seen it now. I've started seeing it as a superpower. Like, I'm multifaceted. I'm not only one thing. But growing up in Denmark, in such a small country, in such a predominantly white, classic Scandinavian looks, and not just looks, but also like lifestyle culturally, and looking different and acting different, because growing up, like, we did things differently. My dad was a touring musician. He's always been traveling, been in different countries, different cultures, been around like a wide variety of different people. So I didn't feel like I grew up, even though my dad is Danish, like, I've never had like a traditional Danish Christmas meal in my life. Yeah. Like, I don't feel like I've had like a traditional Danish upbringing. So I think, to answer your question, it's been very, at times, isolating. And it's been at times lonely, and I think I felt wrong. Like, I felt like I don't belong to any box. Like, I'm not Muslim. I'm not from a Middle Eastern country. I'm not Latina. I'm not, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not, you know, people haven't been able to like put me in a box. So yeah, I don't know, confusing for sure.
Nice. Have you ever encountered any like an abuse or exploitation in the music industry due to your appearance or your charismatic personality?
My charisma. You know what? I wasn't like this always. I was a very shy girl to begin with. Okay. I was very shy. I was very introverted. I think, like, obviously age and just like finding myself more is the reason why I'm more extroverted and more bubbly now. And just coming into your own skin now. But I used to be really shy, like extremely shy. And I used to be very, very introverted, and I've always been very sensitive. So I think I was an easy target. I was easy to like take advantage of. Yeah. I've been a heavy people pleaser my whole life. You know, no, I don't want to, you know, ruffle any feathers. I don't want to, you know, good girl. I'm a sweet girl. I'm, you know, God forbid I don't do what people tell me to do. So yeah, it's taken me a long time to break out of that. And for sure, like, I've been taken advantage of in terms of like, you know, legal stuff, like payment, like
the fact. Give us an example.
Well, I have a couple of examples. For example, that we have these unions in Denmark. For example, we have Danish-Italian, which is Danish Artists Association, I guess. Yeah. Where if you're a member of that association, you get free legal help. Okay. If you are offered a contract. And I've been offered several contracts over my career, from major labels to publishing companies to music management deals. And because these lawyers at these associations, they have the artist's best interest. So they'll go in with an offer that's fair for us, which is what we want. And also is what I'm paying for monthly to have this service provided for me, right? If I get offered a contract. The gaslighting that I've experienced from the person, like the counter offer, you know, where it's like, it's called negotiation. You know, I come with an offer, you say, cool, no, yes. And then we go back and forth and we land on something that we're all like
middle ground.
Exactly, hopefully. And if not, then we go our separate ways. But the male egos that exist in this world, when you're a young woman just getting into this business and you don't know your worth yet, and you don't feel like you have anything to bring to the table, like you don't have numbers that you can show, you haven't made a lot of money yet off of music, you bring your talent and your, I guess as a woman, your look. This way of gaslighting young women, especially, or just young people into thinking that it's not okay that you ask for what is fair, is such a subtle but toxic form of like abuse, like mental abuse.
And did you seek any like professional help?
If I can talk a little bit about like mental health for a moment, because obviously you need help when you go through really hard times. And I was forced, hence the title, Break Me Down. I was literally breaking down. Like I had a full breakdown last year. Like my body was falling apart completely. Like I was heavily depressed, anxious. I was stressed to a level. Like I scored a really, really high stress level test at my doctor's office when I came in there with like multiple issues. Like I was losing my hair. I couldn't sleep. I had nightmares. Like my body was just breaking down. Like it was really, really, really bad. And I realized way too late. When it was really, really bad, I had like 4 to 5 anxiety attacks every day while I was working.
Wow.
And I just pretended like I was okay because I felt embarrassed. I felt like I was a burden. I felt like I didn't fully understand where it came from. And I had to get to the extreme of going to my doctor and saying, I don't know what's going on, but I'm really not feeling good. And I didn't know what to ask. Like, I didn't know what type of help I should ask for because I'd never experienced like that intense of a like mental and physical breakdown. So I was just lucky that we live in a country as Denmark where I was taken seriously.
So what are some things that you do to stay relevant, adapt to the trend, the changing entertainment industry?
You're either a follower or a leader. Mm-hmm. And I think as an artist, you somewhat have to see yourself as a leader. You know what I mean? And if you follow someone else, you'll always be behind. True. I think I try to just stay as true to myself and as present as possible. But then outside of that, like, I really just love like staying updated with like just new music, like with the artists that I like, obviously, but like new releases, new music. And I don't know, like Doechii is like an artist that I'm heavily inspired by at the moment. And when I listen to like newer music, that makes me feel like I'm in there. Like I'm updated, you know what I mean? Like if I'm really inspired by something and that catches my attention, I feel like that's what's current to me. You know what I mean? Like, but I don't try to stay on top of like all the trends and all the things all the time because I think that way you'll drown and you'll lose yourself. And if you're trying to be someone who is creating your own, carve out your own space and like be the leader of your own little world, growing bigger world, I think you have to be grounded and like present in where you're at and create your own current and not follow everyone else.
So let's assume you've grown from all of this past trauma and you have more control over your life. Where is the next inspiration going to come from for you to produce the next album?
I was talking to my friend the other day talking about how we both have felt kind of burnout-ish in moments this year. And she kept talking about feeling stretched. You know what I mean? Like I feel like I'm constantly stretched, spread out too thin. And then I texted her and I was like, you know what I think it is? I think you're being expanded, you know, which is positive because we're continuously growing. And when you're growing, it's going to be uncomfortable.
Yeah.
but it's to get bigger and stronger. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So I think that's what my new music. That's what I want it to feel like. I want it to feel like fresh and new and like something that you can feel confident to.
You have any hobbies?
I'm working a little bit on trying to do my own holistic skincare. It's very early days, but I put it out there now. I love like clean products for our skin. And
So there are a lot of young girls who are watching the interview, Lei. You know, and they would like to probably get inspired by your life journey. What do you have to say to them? You know, a message to your younger self.
I mean, it's gonna sound so corny and so cliche, but it is so true.
Okay.
And it's just like loving yourself. Love yourself. Accept yourself for who you are. Don't try to like change for everyone else. Don't try to do things for anyone else. Like do things that make you happy. Remember how things feel rather than what it looks like to other people. Like if it makes you feel good, that's all that matters. And it's such a corny thing. I don't know how to say it in a different way that doesn't sound like so like after school special, but it's so true. It's so true. And I think it's one of those things that you like throughout life will constantly have to work on. I don't think it'll ever stop. But yeah, that's what I'll say. I love you.
Right, Lei. Thank you so much for the message. We have the part of our show which is a game, right?
Oh my God.
You know, the game is called Know Me Uncomfortably Well.
I'm scared.
Yeah, Know Me
Okay.
Uncomfortably Well is a game with a few questions. You
All
got
right.
just 30 seconds to answer each question.
Oh my God. I'm not made for
Right.
this. Okay.
So
Let me
just
get my zone.
quick.
Yeah. Okay. Let me ground myself, breathe. All right. I'm ready.
All right, you ready?
Yep.
Let's get it. Name 3 of your favorite dishes.
Dishes.
Yeah.
All right. Pho, Vietnamese pho, summer rolls, and fried rice.
Cool. Question number 2. Name 3 of your favorite music artists.
SZA, Doechii, Lucky Day.
Okay. Excellent. She prepared, guys.
Yep, I'm ready.
She's going.
I'm like, otherwise
Question
I'll get
number
stuck.
3. You have the opportunity to collaborate with 3 artists. Who would they be?
All the 3 I just named.
Oh my God. All right. Next question. Name 3 of your favorite songs.
Oh my God. Okay, Blackbird is in there by the Beatles for sure. Diamonds and Teal by Lucky Day. I love that song. And Good Days by SZA.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Question number 5. Name 3 of your favorite movies.
Okay, The Lion King, which is such a corny thing, but I just love that movie so much. I love Disney. Favorite movies. Oh my God, I'm not gonna do it in 30 seconds. I'm just gonna leave it at The Lion King. No, what else? I'm not a big movie girl, you know?
Okay.
Kill Bill is really cool.
Yeah.
And I don't know a third one. I'm not a big movie girl. Like I watch really embarrassing like rom-coms. I'm more like of a TV show person.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can name a TV show too, probably if it's your favorite.
I mean, I'm such a Taurus.
Uh-huh.
I like the same things. I have like comfort shows like Friends and Sex in the City, and then yeah, I just love like really corny stuff.
All right, cool. Name 3 of your favorite books.
I love The Color Purple.
Yeah.
I love Roots. Have you ever read that one?
No.
By Alex Haley.
Okay.
Such a beautiful book. What else? Maybe there's this really corny like teenage like I'm lagging because I'm thinking of the time like I think it's like Tre metri sopra il cielo or something like that. It's like an Italian like teenage love story.
Yeah.
It's really again really corny, but it's such a sweet story. Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Name 3 of your favorite places you have not traveled to yet.
I've never been to New York. I would really love to visit New York.
Oh, okay.
Brazil. I would really love to visit Brazil. And maybe somewhere in Asia or Africa. I don't know. Everyone says that South Africa is really cool. Maybe South Africa.
Sleep on your side, your belly on your back.
On my side.
On your side?
Side sleeper all day.
I see. On a rest day, do you stay indoors or you prefer to go out and have fun?
For the rest of my life?
No, on a rest day.
Oh, on a
Like,
rest
do you
day. I
stay
thought you said
indoors
oh
and
yeah.
relax or go out and have fun?
I'll probably stay home, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. It depends on the weather, but I think I'm an ambivert, I think. So I'm someone who I thought that I was an introvert for the longest.
Yeah.
But I think I'm both, because I get equally recharged from being around people that I care about and people that I really find like inspiring. But then if it's the wrong people, if I'm too social all the time, then I'll run out of my social battery will die. So yeah, and I need to I like my sleep and staying like just in my bed.
Yeah. So what is one thing you hate most?
I strongly dislike being told what to do. I'm very stubborn and very headstrong. Like, I don't like when people tell me what to do.
I see. What is one thing you love most?
That's an impossible question. Life. Yeah, I love being alive.
Do you have a role model?
I think for a long time it was probably my parents that I looked to. But now that I'm older, I don't know.
So name 3 best dating tips a potential candidate needs to do in order to get you laid.
You said best dating tip.
Yeah.
Ask me out on a date. I don't know. Okay.
Those 3 dating tips. You guys are already on a date. Like.
Oh, okay. So we're on the date.
Yeah. What are 3 things a guy needs to do in order to take you back home?
Well, talk to me. Be interested in who I am.
Okay.
If we can't talk into like depth about things, I'll get so bored. To be honest.
If you have to go with one style, right? What would it be? A, sports and active wear. B, urban and street wear. C, elegant and classic clothing. D, high-end fashion designer.
First one. I need comfort over everything.
Sports
I can make
and active
comfort.
wear?
Yeah, I can make comfort work.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll just accessorize. I can't talk today. Accessorize. That's not the word. Accessorize.
Accessorize.
There we go. I'll accessorize my way out of any outfit.
All right.
I need comfort. I need comfort first. Yeah.
Awesome. What's your ideal sex frequency, Lei?
I know my mom is gonna watch this, so I feel weird answering this question.
What's so weird about it?
I don't know. A couple times a week is good for me, and that's all I say.
Give us a number. Come on, guys. She's shy. What's that?
Yeah, because I have definitely family members watching this.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, next question. What are 5 essential things you can't live without?
Are we still on timing?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
30 seconds.
5 essential things that I can't live without.
Number 1.
Water.
Yeah.
Food.
Yeah.
Air.
Yeah.
My family.
Okay.
Nature.
Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome, Lei. We have the last question.
Okay.
Right? On
That
the
was
last
so
question.
stressful. I'm not good under pressure at all. Stressful.
You're already panicking. Okay. So on the last question, you have 3 cards, right?
Oh no.
With the names of 3 music artists.
Okay.
Okay. You gotta pick 1 card and name 3 songs by this music artist.
Oh my God. Okay.
All right.
Yes.
You want to pick one?
Yep. So I just choose whatever.
Yeah, pick
I
1
feel
card.
like. All right.
Pick 1 card. All right.
So I can't show you?
No, open it up. Show it to the camera.
Oh, easy. I chose a good one.
Guys, Rihanna. Hi, give me 3
Is that
songs.
on time as well? Or
Yeah.
just, okay.
You got 30 seconds. Name 3 songs.
Diamonds. Love on the Brain. Umbrella. That was too easy.
It was too easy, guys.
That was too easy. I should have
Alright,
picked
Lei.
like more like under the radar. You know a Rihanna song that I really love that people forget, like, how does it go? What Now? That's such a good song. Anyway. Should have mentioned that one. Yeah.
All right, Lei. So we are at the end of the show, right?
All right.
Is there anything on your mind that you'd like to say before we're closing?
Thank you for having me again.
You're welcome. Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure.
Yeah.
Great energy.
Thank you. Thank you.
Sure.
I think I'm really excited about 2025. I don't know when this episode is going to be out. And I think, okay, something that was on my heart today, I think, is I'm currently running through my mind and my soul and my body and everything, like the things that I want to leave behind in 2024. So, like limiting beliefs about myself, things that I think are holding me back, like insecurities, things that I need to get rid of or keep working on.
Okay.
And I hope that everyone watching does the same thing. And just like that we have, I don't know, that 2025 is going to be the year of like everyone just being true to themselves as much as we can. That was really corny, but that's how I feel.
All right, guys, there you have it. It was Lei on the panel again. Thank you so much for watching, guys.
Follow me.
Follow her, listen to her music on Spotify, YouTube. She has a new album out already. Break Me Down, Break Me Open. All right, guys, we're going to leave every link in the description. It's been the Chit Chat Show. Thank you so much for watching. Like, share, and subscribe.